Welcome, Asha Light Eagle Whispers in with my ancestors, and we are going to go through another past life session for Alex, and that is spiritual blockage number 2. And let's see. So done enough. So here we just have 6 cards. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So let's see. So let's look at spiritual spread number 2, and they say about spiritual spread number 2 leads you to your next step in progress towards working through that blockage. And yeah, so that's interesting. So let's see card number 1 and card number 2 are together in a way. So card number 1, what do I need? What do you need? Okay, and here you have 20, the Middle East, and that is judgment. What do you need? So let's look at judgment. Fears God. You need to start. I mean, it says fears God. I don't know if you're fearing God or if you have fears in your belief that can have a meaning. I don't know. I don't have a clue. But I think, again, you know, as I said in earlier, you need to use your intuition, and you need to believe in your strength. You need to believe. So you need to be optimistic. You need to give things time. You should not be judgmental and you know, rush into things, is how I believe, how I feel about that. And card number 2. So you receive, what is my spiritual blockage? What is your spiritual blockage? And here you receive religion, the Hierophant. Oh, so maybe you are religious. I don't know if you are. Let me know, okay? So the Hierophant, loyal to religion, even when it is wayward. Don't understand that word wayward, but I guess even if you don't believe in some of the things, even if you have a different way of thinking, you're being loyal towards that. So your thoughts, your religion, your religious thoughts are your spiritual blockage. Yeah, your religion, is how I'm understanding this. And number 3 is asking, what past life event caused this spiritual blockage? What past event caused this spiritual blockage for you? And here you receive 15, the devil, and that's slavery. Slavery. So let's look at the devil. Addictions and obsessions. So you were so you can be obsessed, you might have addiction problems, you might have had that before, problem with that before, but you might have that, problem with that today as well. And addiction can mean so many things. It can be alcohol, it can be medicine, it can be whatever, but in the past, I think that you had some sort of an addiction, but I think that you worked a lot and you were forced into being in a position in where you didn't want to be. And as you're receiving slavery, I'm thinking about your other cards which talked about Africa. And I wonder if you have been an African slave. This makes me to think a little bit, put one and one together. So you might have been a slave, and you might have had a very strong belief to God at that time, and that was difficult for you when you were, I guess, when you had to live a life according to what other people wanted you to. So that's number 3. So let's go to number 4. And number 4 is asking, how does this blockage impact me now? How does this blockage impact you now? Wow. I you know something? I'm going to follow my chair, sister. And Page of Pentacles. Look at this. Yeah, you have been in Africa in your past life. I believe that completely. This haven't been wrong before for anyone when I have done. So this is so crazy. I'm like, oh my goodness. But how does this impact you now? So let's look at Page of Pentacles. And Page of Pentacles is saying, don't act on good ideas. Don't act on good ideas. Okay, I'm not sure about that, but for me, yeah, when I'm thinking about don't act on good ideas, even if you have good ideas, even if you have ideas, you need to sort of think them through even twice or thrice to know that you're on the right path, without rushing yourself into, I don't know, into a mouth of a shark where you don't want to be, sort of, is how I feel to say. So just because you have an idea and think that it will, work out good, you might, as you had the devil there somewhere as well, I think that you can be quite impulsive sometimes. So yeah, that's interesting. Wow, okay. So let's look at number 5. And number 5 is saying, what is the source of the conflict? What is the source of the conflict? Oh, Jesus. Okay. I am going to follow my chair completely. Congo, 9 of Cups. See? And you saw, I guess you saw how I did pick the cards. I didn't pick anything on my own. I shuffled and all that. Okay. Yeah. let's see, let's look at Nine of Cups. This is so interesting, I have to say. Nine of Cups. Too focused on the future. Too focused on the future. So what was the question? I'm reading number 5, yeah. And the question is, what is the source of the conflict? Too much of focus on the future and what will be later on, instead of focusing on now again. See, I think I've said this in an earlier, so let's look. Nine of Cups it was. So let's go into the cups. And you have 18 and 9. So there are times that you feel lonely, that you like to withdraw, to be on your own, to figure things out for yourself, which is important. You're a dreamer, you're a deep person. Be a little bit childish, but not too much. Learn when and where you should sort of move forward and not. It's like there are times that you're being too over judgmental, but also too deep, sort of. So you think of whatever will be instead of seeing what is today, and that is sometimes being a difficult situation for you. And then as you withdraw, because you have the Hermit here, you look within yourself, in your thoughts, in how you feel, and misinterpreting situations sometimes, and connections with others, and you're finding yourself in miscommunication with other people, sometimes a lot as well, just because you're not seeing things through. So a little bit crazy. Okay, and then the last, number 6, is how should I approach this blockage? How should you approach this blockage? And here you receive greed. Wow, that's interesting. 4 of Pentacles. Ooh. Okay. Greed and stingingness, greed and stingingness. I believe that there are times that you need to stand up for yourself and for your right, and I don't know if you always do that. Sometimes you will, I think, walk on your toes just to be a diplomat, and that can be sometimes a little bit wrong. So I believe that you need to stand up for yourself and for your rights a little bit more, without living in the fear as you are doing. And now let me I'm finished with this. So we have one more spread to go. Let's see how much time. Yeah, maybe we can do the next spread, or no, I will not, because if the video will stop, it will be no. Let's look at the question. The last question was how does let's see, I'm going to pull some, oops, I was about to make a mess again as always. So the last question is, how should I approach this blockage? How should you approach this blockage? So let's put some card on this question and see what you're going to receive. And I am going to use my, as I call them, my shaman cards. I love them. They are my favorite. And let's see. Okay, let's see. I love this deck. I love to use this in shadow work because it's absolutely amazing. So I'm going to shuffle. Okay. Okay. So let's stop here. I feel like I should take this. So let's look at number 1. So as you see, you receive, oops, sorry for that. You receive the moon, okay? So you should work on your emotions, give things time. It's time to cleanse your heart from, you know, deep feelings, dark feelings. Okay, that's the first thing that you receive. The next thing that you're receiving is that you feel that you have fallen upon your face. and it's time for you to fall. It's time for you to go through something big, something difficult where you feel like, oh my God, I can't handle this anymore. And I am completely out on my own and feeling lonely and lost and not sure how to handle the situation, because wherever you turn, there will be obstacles. So you need to face the obstacles. It's time for you to let go of negative fears, negative thoughts, dark thoughts, and it's time for you to move forward into something, deeper. It's like go with the flow a little bit. Listen to your dreams as well, because you might receive signs through dreams. Look towards any kind of signs from your ancestors, your ancestry. It can be feathers, it can be, things that you might find outside. I don't have a clue, but it can be a phrase from a song that will come 10 times in your head and that will have a meaning and so on. So look at the signs, look at the dreams, because sometimes also the dreams, your subconscious will communicate, will talk, because your subconscious know the problem, and you are aware of it, but your unconscious is going to try to communicate through dreams and reveal. So you need to be a little bit open and to understand, okay? The next thing that you receive is Ace of Cups, which for me talks about that you are having times that are very depressive. You're having a very good heart, and sometimes you can be a little bit too mild, dreaming your way into situations, into things. So sometimes it's good to learn to say no, and it's time for you to cleanse up your heart, your feelings. You need a complete, if I would suggest you something, I would suggest you a healing, a complete healing through a shaman or through someone who you believe can help you to release the heaviness from your heart, because I think that you're carrying too much upon it. And the next thing that you're receiving is the Lady of Swords, Queen of Swords, which for me talks about that you need to focus, you need to focus on your situation. You need to be a little bit airy and focus and plan how you would like things to be. And you can be fearless sometimes as well, and you need to show that side out of you, that you're not fearless, that you can, and that you are strong. And somehow I'm getting this again, that you need to stand up for yourself as a human being. You need to believe a little bit more in yourself, What I'm thinking about is, the cat that's there. The cat will plan, will watch, will observe. If it's going to get a bird or something to eat, or a mice, it's going to walk slowly, plan, see, and choose the right moment to make her or his attack, And this is a little bit on how you need to move forward in life. You need to walk, plan, observe, see, and when you have the right situation, then you need to act on it, but not before. Don't be impulsive. The next thing that you're receiving is High Priestess, which for me talks about that it's time for you to maybe meditate and to see, learn to use your third eye. And somehow I believe that you have awakening, that you are awakened, and that you're not sure how to work with your spirituality. You're not sure how to use that in the best way. So that can be a blockage in itself. So I think that you need to communicate with someone who can rephrase, because we have all the spirituality within us, but some use it more and some use it less. And if you're new into it, it's good for you to communicate with people who are like-minded, who can help you to expand and grow and to use that in a positive way. And then you receive 6 of coins, which for me talks about that success when it comes to receiving. So you're going to receive, you're going to overcome this. If you work through all those things that I have mentioned, you're going to overcome the situation, and you're going to be able to share with others as well. And you're going to be grounded, shielded in a positive, good way. And that will just do you some justice. It's time for you to leave, you know, the heaviness that you have been carrying on. And it's like you're thinking, am I at the right path? Should I stay where I am, or should I make a change? It's like you're thinking, you're wondering, you're questioning yourself. And it's like you're making yourself a little bit unsure, you know. And then you receive the King of Cups, which for me talks about a person who there are times that you can be cold and that you can be in your own world. Dreamy again is where I want to go. And sometimes people will use you, and you know, and as you're not selfish, you're not afraid to share, you know, what you have, you can share, but you need to learn how much to share, you know. If you give your little finger, don't give your whole hand, you know. You need to be focused. You need to have that discipline. You need to learn to say no. And it's okay to be cold sometimes, you know. And then things are going to move forward. You're going to receive messages. Messages are going to come to you from your ancestry. So there is going to be some sort of communication. And the communication might be through books, by you learning, reading books, learning. And by that, you're going to grow and you're going to move forward. And then the last card in all this is what you're receiving is Judgment. Okay. So it means give things time. Don't rush yourself, because nothing will happen in a fast way anyways, you know. Shed some light on the situation, and don't try to spin anything up in, you know, to move on faster, because then you might not work out the situation in the best possible way, you know. So you need to sort of slow down a little bit. So I hope that you could understand this this session, this reading. This is very, very interesting. So this is how you can approach this, and I hope that this will help you to clarify a little bit more. And what I also feel that I would like to do is yeah, I will shuffle the cards once again. And I will pull out 6 cards. I'm just going to go with my flow a little bit. Okay, so there is one card that want to be Oh, and there is one more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So let's look at the 6 cards that I did take for you. So here you receive Queen of Wands, which for me, and she was upside down. So for me, this stands for that you need to be focused a little bit more, believe. You need to be active a little bit more, okay? Then you receive 9 of Cups, which talks about that your dreams are going to get fulfilled if you work on your path. Things are going to be fulfilled, get fulfilled for you. You're going to enjoy that, okay? And then the last is you're going to be successful. See, you're receiving the same card. And then the last 3 cards that I did pick up is this. And here you receive 8 of Pentacles, okay? And for me, this talks about that use a creation that, you know, work with your hands, use your creation, and communicate with other people, you know, communicate and open your heart, and don't be too sharp on the situation, because you're a little bit too sharp on things, and you should not be. And as you have the Queen of Wands here, for me this talks about that, you know, you need to balance your thoughts. You need to balance your thoughts when it comes to your fire side and your air side, which means that you need to know what you need to let go of to appreciate what will come. And you need to learn when to go with the flow a little bit more and how to connect. Okay? So there is going to be changes around you in a positive way. Things are going to happen. Things are going to be. And it's going to work out in a very positive, good way as well. You're going to enjoy. It's like enjoying all this. And I'm going to take 3 more cards. And it's time for you to focus, see, on your dreams. It's time for you to learn to receive, but also to give, okay, without being scared. And don't be greedy. Don't be greedy, you know. And you received that in some of the readings. Don't be greedy. So this tells me that you need to be down to earth. You need to focus, learn how to cut cords with the past so that you can move forward and have that better communication without being without fearing, and learn how to be observant. And it wouldn't surprise me somehow if your spiritual guide would be a woman, you know. You're going to be successful in this. And you're going to have that communication, and that communication will help you to establish and open up your heart, your third eye, and your throat chakra. So this all has to do with water and feelings, and you need to work on your feelings if you want to maintain and make some, being creative. So it's time for you to water your creativity. Use your hands in where you in whatever you feel drawn to. It can be typing, it can be painting, it's like having a focus on things, but enjoying that as well. So it might be something that you have been putting off for some time. Don't do that, because you're reducing for yourself. No one is reducing for you, but you yourself are. So don't reduce for yourself. And I mean, this makes me to think about, a person who can't choose in between, and you're trying to choose in between, and you want to have your dreams fulfilled, and it's like you're half away. When I'm thinking about this shamanically, I'm thinking, sometimes we'll say that from your heart chakra and up is your upper world, is your spirituality and so on. But some of it is beneath when it comes to you. So you have blockages. You have blockage. I don't think that you have a blockage towards your third eye and so on. I believe that you have blockage when it comes to feelings, heart, throat, and stomach, root chakra, and your feet, So you need to receive help to unblock those chakras so that you can move forward, and so that you can feel that you can expand and be joyful with that. But you need to focus at the same time, you need to work with your feelings. You need to accept. And dreams are going to, come. You're going to get your dreams fulfilled, and it's going to be good. You're going to be able to share as well, within time. But as I mentioned, don't be greedy. Don't overdo things as well. You need to learn when to and when not to. What I also feel is that you're scared of communication, and you're scared of, if whatever you're receiving, are you receiving that? Is it coming through truly, or is it not? It's like you're questioning the situation. And again, I think that your fears talk more. And as I was about to say, tears, I think that you're holding on to some sort of sadness, depression, and that is what also makes you, as it is feelings all here, and creativity. So you need to, work with your depression. So I hope that this makes sense, okay? Let me know what you think about this, and until next time, blessings. And don't forget to rank this between 1 and 10. Which one is low point, the lowest, and 10 is the highest. And let me know what you think about all this. And blessings, and thanks for watching.